That were a bit sneaky, wasn't it?
It was. How do, Jim? Good to see you, mate.
Cheers. Good afternoon. Here we are above Fort William. We're above Fort William, and shall we do the weather? The weather is very good. My God, it's a lovely day. Right, that's the weather done. Let's talk about my foot. So, the situation with the foot is thus. They still don't know what it is yet. Sorry about the wind. I've had steroids and antibiotics and painkillers. The next step is amputation, but I'm trying to stop them from doing that. So everything's good. I'm glad to be back out. And who am I back out with? Carl Johnson.
Hello. Good to be back out with you, Jim. Been too long.
My camera's just dropped. It has. It's been too long. So obviously I've had a few problems since the Sky Trail with my foot, and it's not perfect. But the good news is I've got the confidence to be able to climb this this modest little hill just above Fort William, and it'll be a nice night. And then the plan is to do another camp tomorrow again, which is low level, so not too arduous, and it's going to be great to spend the next couple of days with Carl. We've just had a couple of pints in Fort William because it's rude not to. You've got to put a little bit back in the local economy. You understand how that goes. And I'm not going to tell him that I've got a couple of drinks in my bag as well. So if you like red wine, it's going to be a great night. So plan is today, as suggested, is we're parked up just on the outskirts of Fort William, and we've got a walk up Cow Hill, which overlooks Fort William itself. There's a big telecommunications mast there. An idea is to camp up there. It'll give us lovely views over the town, and the weather's really good, so it'll be very good for some time-lapse stuff, because the clouds are hanging heavy with the blue sky behind. But as I said before, it's just nice to be out really, and I'm so pleased the foot's recovering a little bit. But just a bit of a special thanks to Frank up in Pooleu, who took the opportunity to call me. He's ex-National Health Service, and he knows a bit about dodgy feet, and he was really kind and generous, offering me some advice on what I could do, what I shouldn't do, and what things I should look out for. So thank you, Frank. I hugely appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you a little later in the year, pal.
We'll see how the weather goes, and I'll come back to you shortly.
Thank you. I can see the mast. Can't seem to find a signal up here at all, Carl. Have you got a signal, mate? All pitched up now on the top of Cow Hill. It's a bit windy. It's going to be a brilliant test for this X-Mid if this wind doesn't drop. It's a bit flappy. I've got one of the corners has not gone down like I'd like it to, so it's a bit flappy, but I'm well protected, so I'm alright. And well, it's still not raining, which is brilliant, and we've got fantastic views, which is also very good. So all nice and settled. I'm not too sure what time it is yet. It's only 20 to 7, so time's moving on. So I think probably now we're all settled down, I might see if I can get some tea on and then have a drink. Back in the tent now. It is about 9:30. This wind is unrelenting, it will not stop, but it's just too cold to stand outside any longer. I had a really good night out with Carl and a couple of drinks, and just chilled out alongside his tent. The good news is the ground's fairly dry, so it's been nice to sort of like relax outside the tents. Right, I'm going to relax inside my tent and get warmed up now because I'm very cold, so fingers crossed everything goes okay tonight and my toe doesn't make a fuss. We don't want any toe fusses, and I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Morning everybody, how are you today? What an absolutely fantastic night's sleep I had. Goodness me, I think lights out were about 10:30, and I put my earplugs in because the wind rattling the tent. It's still a little bit crisp baggy. I think it needs to soften up a bit, but once I plugged up I was off like a light, and I was warm enough and everything was good. There's hardly any condensation in the tent this morning, so a huge success. It's just around 7 o'clock now. I've been up for an hour. Carl's up and just been chatting this morning, and well, the views are fantastic. It's a lovely place to wake up, definitely. Carl's Sulu, look at it. I've never actually seen one of these in the flesh, and they are a lovely little footprint, and I like the colour of it as well. And look at these guy lines. I mean, they're like ropes. You could anchor ships with these things. Making use of the Scottish sunshine. Morning, Mr. Johnson.
Morning, Jim. Good morning, YouTubers.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Yes, slept quite well. Hugging a big bump in the bottom of my my tent. But no, I've had a good night's sleep. Yeah, been really good. And
lovely, isn't it?
what a lovely place to wake up. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And good company too.
It was a good evening.
It was, yeah.
It got a bit too cold for me, but... Right, I'm all packed up now and done and dusted. So everything's good. Carl's just packing up now and we're about done for this morning. So a steady drive back down now towards Glencoe and back home towards Arica and Boardmanville, and just probably wind down for a couple of hours around there, and then we'll take a drive out towards the camp for tonight and get a bit of lunch and just relax. But fingers crossed that the weather like tonight is like it has been overnight tonight. That didn't make any sense whatsoever, did it? I'm sorry. Tell you what, let's pick this up later today. See you soon. Aha! Welcome back, everybody. Well, there's such a lot happened since the last time we spoke. When was the last time we spoke? So we packed up and we left Fort William and we drove to Glencoe, which was decidedly cold. And then we introduced what did we do? We introduced Carl to Arica.
Very nice it was too.
Then we watched a bloke being made a king. Very splendid he did look too, as did Her Majesty. Mrs. Boardman made us coffee. Then we drove to Lochgoilhead and went to the Goyle Inn. Then Carl had to go for a call of nature. Of course, we both had fish and chips and a pint. It's rude not to. And now we're here at Lochgoilhead and going to camp. Welcome back. We are now pitched up on Lochgoilhead on the peninsula where Mrs. Boardman and I last camped, and it is a beautiful afternoon. I was just saying to Carl a few seconds ago that a degree or two more and it could bring the midge out, I'm thinking. But I've transferred the X-Mid down from Fort William, and I think there's a real potential for condensation. It's very still, and the only addition that we've got is the tarp. So we've got the DD Hammocks tarp because there is a likelihood of rain this evening, around about 70%, possibly thunderstorms bubbling around, and it wouldn't surprise me. So we might be on the end of them, so we've got the tarp set up just so we can bail out if need be and keep the conversation going. And Carl is still here with his solo, looking amazing. To be honest, I don't mind the idea of a little bit of rain. It'd be quite atmospheric to be sat under the tarp with it beating down on it whilst sipping on another Shiraz. It's been brilliant to catch up with Carl this weekend, and I massively appreciate him taking time out to extend his holiday to spend a couple of days with me. Hugely appreciate it. And I have to thank Eric, Carl's dad, and he apparently is a bit of a fan and enjoys the content, and I hugely appreciate him subscribing to my channel. So hi Eric, and I'm very grateful for you buying us dinner. We had fantastic fish and chips and I had a couple of pints. So cheers Eric, your good health sir, thank you. Back in the tent now, almost 10 o'clock, and it's been a great night really. I mean, I didn't actually need the tarp because it didn't rain, although it did try a little bit towards the end of the night, which kind of made it worthwhile putting up, but we didn't use it. So a good night, chewing the fat, and just very peaceful. We've been visited by the seals, which is always nice, and the owls are going mad on both sides of the loch, and that's going to be a lovely soundtrack to doze off to. So I'm just having a coffee now before I doze off, maybe something just to snack on before I go to sleep, but it just brings to an end really a couple of brilliant days and nights meeting up with Carl, and Fort William were fantastic last night. Really enjoyed it. Windy to start with, but a great night's sleep, and beautiful this morning, wasn't it? And then back down here today, you know, to one of my favourite places on Lochgoilhead. Always a pleasure, and it hasn't rained, so I'm very happy. On that bombshell, unless something ridiculously stupid happens, like my foot hurts or the aurora shines, we shall see you bright and early in the morning. Good morning. It is 6:30, and well, it wasn't the best night, to be honest. I've got to say. I tossed and turned a little bit last night, and there was no particular reason for it because I was very tired and I didn't have a great deal to drink and all that kind of stuff. Maybe that were it, but I feel reasonably rested, but just lacking in sleep. But a good night, a really enjoyable night chatting with Carl until well, it didn't really get cold, it was okay, but the rain never came, and that was a good thing. But just enjoying a coffee now, and everything's in a good place. I won't turn camera around because there's an half naked fella here doing his morning ablutions. Right, so we're going to pack up early because we've got to get Carl back to Balloch railway station because he returns back to Lincolnshire today. So we're not going to be messing about, and it gives us a little bit more time down at that end rather than being timed than rushed. So we'll get these tents packed away and then we'll pick this up when we're on the trail back out. But like I said last night, 2 brilliant nights and good to catch up with lad. And again, thank you for dinner, Eric, I really appreciated it. Right, so back on the path now, leaving camp. About 20 minutes walk or something like that, not too much further. Back to the car, and then a leisurely 1 hour drive back down to Balloch towards the train station for Carl to make his journey home. I think he's have you enjoyed your holiday?
Very much so, Jim, very much. And especially these last 2 days spent in these fantastic locations with yourself.
Lovely, aren't they? Yeah.
They are.
Well,
yes.
The first choice was yours, wasn't it, Fort William? It was a good call, was that? Really enjoyed it.
Yes. Hopefully it won't be too long before I'm back.
No, it's your second home, isn't it?
It is. My spiritual home.
Thank you. Almost back at the car now, so I'm going to wrap this up here. I hope you really enjoyed it, and if you've watched it this far, thank you very much. Really appreciate your support. Thank you for all your message and well wishing for my foot problem after Sky. I shall certainly be back. That's unfinished business, but it is slowly mending now, so fingers crossed we can get to the bottom of that. If you've enjoyed it, we always like a thumbs up, please, and happy to answer any comments and all that kind of stuff, so don't be shy. We'll see you on the next one. See you soon. Bye bye.